Hi, I'm Janet with Southern Edge Math, and today we will be using Desmos to determine the number of solutions from a linear equation. My goal is to help you know exactly what to type and what to look for, so you'll feel more confident on test day. All right, let's begin with this very first equation up here. How many solutions does the equation have? Now, in the previous two videos of this series, we were solving linear equations. And in order to do that, we learned that we could type in the entire equation on one input line in Desmos, and it would give us a vertical line showing where it intersects the x-axis, and that would be our solution. However, this type of question isn't asking what is the solution, it's asking how many solutions do you have. And in order to do that, you cannot type the entire equation at one time on one line. What you have to do is you will have to take this and you will have to divide the left side and the right side into two separate linear equations and graph each of those and see what happens with the lines when you graph them. Okay. One thing I want you to know is that when you encounter this question, these will be the four choices that you will be given. They may not be in this order, they may rearrange them, they may reverse the order. What I do want you to know is that this exactly 2 will never be an option. Okay, so just go ahead and throw that one out. And if you can't remember anything else, remember that you're not going to have 2 solutions to a linear equation. Okay, what you will have is either exactly 1, and what happens with exactly 1 is that you will graph 2 lines and there will be an intersection point. And they will only intersect one time in one location. So you will have exactly one answer. Another thing that will happen when you graph the left side and the right side is that you will end up with the same line. So that means one line will be graphed directly on top of the other line. And what this gives you is your infinitely many solutions. And then the last option that you will have is when you graph the left side and the right side, you will have parallel lines. And if you have parallel lines, then there is no point in common. So that means that you have no solution, and then that would be 0. So you would select 0 as your choice if you have parallel lines. All right, so I need you to grab your Desmos graphing calculator, and let's go ahead and type in the left side and the right side of this first equation to see what type of graph we're going to have with our equations. So take a moment, take care of that. Okay, once you have that graph, hopefully you see that you have a set of parallel lines. And if you want to, you can zoom in just to make sure that those lines are actually parallel. Sometimes if you get 2 lines that are really close, you need to zoom and look around just to make sure that there's no intersection. So then you would come over here on your multiple choice selection and you would pick 0. That there are no solutions because you have parallel lines. Okay, great. Let's go down to the second problem and take a look at what we have here. All right, from previous videos in this series, you were also told that Desmos needs the variable to be x in order to graph. So if you'll notice in this equation, you have the variable b, and all of those b's have to be changed to the letter x in order for you to graph. And then again, Remember, when you're dealing with determining how many solutions, not what is the solution, you need to break the equation down into graphing the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So you can see whether you have two lines that are intersecting, two lines that are the same, or two lines that are parallel. So grab your calculator and let's type in the left side and the right side, making sure that we substitute all of the variables of b for the letter x, or with the letter x. So take a moment and take care of that for me, please. Okay, let's check and see how you did on graphing those. And if you'll notice on the graph that I have only one line. So that's indicating to me that once I've typed both of them and I only have one line shown, that they are the same exact line. And you can see that I can turn off the purple. I'll click on the purple line, turn it off, and you'll see green. Turn it back on, you'll see purple. So indicating that those two lines are the same exact line. And when I get the same exact line, that means that I have an infinite number of solutions. So I'm going to indicate infinitely many because I have the same exact line. Well, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along to catch the next video installment of this series. And that way you can keep building on those test day skills. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.